introduce him after that. But Rudy Garcia-Tolson is very special to Miami. For those who don't know, he's partially responsible, and I would say almost entirely responsible for the ING Miami Marathon. It was his visit here about 10 years ago that sparked the question at the mayor's office one night, or one afternoon, and they asked him if he had ever run a marathon, or how was the furthest distance he had run, and his answer was, well, one day I want to do an Ironman and I want to do a marathon. The mayor said to him, well, why don't you come do Miami's race? And of course, there was no marathon at the time. The next day, I got a phone call, and we put together a team with the mayor's office to launch the ING, what is now the ING Miami Marathon. So it's because of him, I think running kind of took a big step here in Miami. So we're very grateful for, he didn't even know he did that here, and he was at the time 12 years old. So Rudy's now basically a professional triathlete. He's a Paralympian, finished an Ironman, and I'll let him tell you a little bit more about him, but I can tell you this is about as inspiring as you can get. It's going to be a little hard to outdo him. And he comes to us from California, so we're really, really fortunate that he made some time.
First, I want to take the opportunity to thank you guys for having me out here. It's been about 10 years since I've been back in Miami, so it feels great. I'm actually out here staying in Miramar. I got track and field nationals tomorrow and Saturday. But basically, I'm 22 years old. When I was born with a birth defect, and so my legs didn't stretch out all the way. So I was in a wheelchair 5 years of my life, and I went through about 15 plus operations to try to save my legs. But at the age of 5, I got fed up with all the operations and being stuck in a wheelchair. I told the doctors to cut my legs off when I was 5 years old. They cut my legs off through the knee, so I still have my top part. And when I was 8 years old, I got involved in swimming, and I set a goal, and that was to go to the Paralympics in 2004. And of course, I trained all the way up to it, and I did really well in Athens, and I went to Beijing as well. You know, my main message to you guys is that what you see right here is not a disability. The real disability is having a negative attitude. If you guys can live by that, everything will be well. I get a lot of questions, especially being out in public. People always come up to me and ask me, what happened to your legs? And sometimes I'll joke around with them. I'll say a big shark bit my legs off. And so I like to have fun with it. You know, a lot of people think having no legs is a bad thing, but I think it's a great thing because I can be as tall as I want. My foot size can be as big as I want. And if I break my foot or my knee, I just get on the phone and get a new one while you guys are out for a little while. I like to have fun with it. In 2009, I've always wanted to do an Ironman. An Ironman is 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike, and 26-mile run. I've always wanted to do one of those ever since I started doing triathlon when I was 10 years old. And in 2009, I finished an Ironman in Arizona in 16 hours. And I feel like I have the responsibility to be out there to show people like you guys and people who are in the same situation as me, to show them that anything is possible, and that having no legs is just a challenge. And again, the real disability is having a negative attitude. So always remember, if I can do it, so can you. Thank you.
Before we head out, I also want to recognize somebody else. We have Nelson Rodriguez back here. He's a former University of Miami Hurricane football player. Just wanted to recognize him.
is mine. The world is mine. The world is mine. The world is mine. The world is mine. Take a look what you started. In the world flashing from your eyes, and you know that you got it.